Welcome to the Southwest Desert, the channel that uncovers the mysteries of history and lost gold legends. Today, we're delving into a tale that has captivated prospectors and treasure hunters for nearly a century, the story of Tim Cody's Lost Ledge Mine. In 1908, the rugged landscape of Nevada is teeming with prospectors, all hoping to strike it rich. Among them is an Irish immigrant named Tim Cody, a man whose incredible discovery and subsequent loss would become the stuff of legend. Tim Cody wasn't your typical prospector. In fact, some might say he lacked one of the most crucial skills for the job, a good sense of direction. But what he lacked in navigational prowess, he made up for with determination and a genuine love for the hunt. Our story begins near Stewart Springs, about 20 miles northeast of Mena, Nevada. Cody, a big, raw-boned man, was in his 40s at the time. He'd been working the mines, saving up just enough for supplies before heading back out into the hills, driven by the promise of that next big strike. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest tale. Please leave a like, comment, and share. For further desert adventures, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified of new videos. If you would like to help support my channel and time, hit the super thanks heart icon on the bottom of the video and contribute. This is very helpful. One fateful day, Cody decided to make the 15-mile trek from his camp to the mining town of Golddyke. Maybe he was running low on supplies, or perhaps he just needed some company. Whatever the reason, he set out with only a small amount of water and no food, confident he'd reach his destination in a matter of hours. But fate had other plans for Tim Cody that day. As he crossed the ancient, eroded lake bed that lay between him and Golddyke, something went wrong. Cody, true to form, lost his way. He wandered throughout the day, growing increasingly disoriented as the hours ticked by. As night began to fall, Cody found himself at the foot of a small hill, or knoll as they're often called in that part of Nevada. This particular knoll was crowned with gnarled juniper trees, also known as desert cedars. Hoping to get his bearings, Cody made his way to the top. From his vantage point, Cody could see two distinct landmarks, Paradise Peak to the north and east, and the Black Pyramid of Pilot Cone to the west. Finally able to orient himself, Cody sat down to rest, likely feeling a mix of relief and exhaustion. As Cody lit his pipe and looked down at his feet, his life changed forever. There, scattered all around him, was white quartz stained with iron, a telltale sign that gold might be nearby. With trembling hands, Cody picked up a piece and broke it open. What he saw made his heart race. The freshly broken surface was rich with free gold, gold so plentiful that Cody could see it with his naked eyes, even in the fading light. Overcome with excitement, he dropped to his knees and began breaking open more pieces of quartz. Each one contained gold. Tim Cody knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary, but he also knew that in the gathering darkness he couldn't properly assess or document his find. He needed to mark the spot so he could return. In his excitement, Cody didn't think to build a fire or create a more permanent marker. Instead, he took his prospecting pick and began chopping at the nearest juniper tree, leaving deep cuts and scars that he was sure he'd recognize later. With the tree marked and his pockets full of gold-laden quartz, Cody set out once again for Golddyke. But here's where the story takes a tragic turn. In his own words, he seemed to kind of go blind. For 3 days, Cody wandered in a daze, unable to find his way. When he finally came to his senses, he found himself at the abandoned Pactolus mine, less than 10 miles from where he had started at Stewart Springs. Dehydrated and starving, Cody's only thoughts were of water and food. Luckily, he found both at the old mine, some water left behind in a dugout and flour that the rats had gotten into. But Cody was beyond caring about the quality of the food. He wolfed it down gratefully. After resting and regaining his strength, Cody made his way to Gold Dyke without further incident. From there, he returned to his camp at Stewart Springs, keeping an eye out for the juniper-crowned knoll along the way. But he couldn't find it. The reality of the situation began to sink in. Tim Cody had no idea where his wanderings had taken him during those 4 days. All he knew was that somewhere in the vast expanse he had covered, there was a juniper-topped knoll from which you could see both Paradise Peak and Pilot Cone, and on that knoll lay a fortune in gold, just waiting to be claimed. Convinced he could relocate his incredible find, Cody headed into Mina to show off his specimens. Whether he was hoping to secure a grub stake or simply couldn't contain his excitement, Cody's gold-rich quartz created quite a stir. He managed to finance another expedition and returned to Stewart Springs, determined to find his lost ledge. For an entire year, Tim Cody searched. He scoured the area, checking every juniper-topped knoll he could find. But the elusive gold deposit remained hidden. As the years passed, Cody's lost ledge became the stuff of legend. He continued to talk about it until his death in the early 1930s, never losing hope that he might one day relocate his incredible find. Even on his deathbed in the hospital at Hawthorne, Nevada, Cody was still thinking about his lost gold. But here's where the story gets even more intriguing. You see, Tim Cody wasn't the only one to find tantalizing evidence of this rich gold deposit. Around 1915, 2 men named Bill Robinson and Bert Whitney were prospecting in the area. Just over the summit of a small hill, about 3/4 of a mile from Stewart Springs, they found a piece of float, a fragment of rock that's been separated from its original source. This wasn't just any old rock. It was white, iron-stained quartz, rich in free gold, eerily similar to the ore Tim Cody had described. Robinson and Whitney searched extensively but couldn't locate the source of this tantalizing piece of float. Was it from Cody's lost ledge? As with many tales of lost mines and hidden treasures, Cody's story has its skeptics, but there are also many who believe in the existence of this elusive gold deposit. Carl E. Sullivan, who later became a county commissioner of Mineral County, knew Tim Cody well. He was the one who brought Cody's body back from Hawthorne and buried him in the cemetery at Mina. Sullivan had this to say about Cody and his lost ledge. "I liked the old fellow, liked him fine, and I believe he really found the gold there, and I don't think it was more than 2 or 3 miles from Stewart Springs." Sullivan's belief isn't without foundation. The area around Stewart Springs is known gold country. 2 gold mines, the Warrior and the Omco, operated nearby. But neither of these mines matches the description of Cody's lost ledge. The gold in these established mines is so finely divided that it's not visible to the naked eye. If you get one color in a pan, the ore will run about $15 a ton, and you have to grind it to 200 mesh to save the values. This stands in stark contrast to the gold-rich quartz that Cody described, or so rich that the gold was clearly visible. In the years since Cody's death, many have tried to retrace his steps and locate the lost ledge. They've combed the area, checking every juniper-topped knoll, hoping to spot the scarred tree that Cody marked all those years ago. But the search has been in vain. Just before he died, Cody shared a final thought with Carl Sullivan. He said, "I think all the time I was looking too low down." Was Cody referring to elevation? Did he mean he had been searching too far south? Or was this simply the rambling of an old prospector still dreaming of his lost gold? The story of Tim Cody's Lost Ledge Mine is more than just a tale of lost riches. It's a testament to the enduring allure of the prospector's life, the thrill of the hunt, the dream of striking it rich, and the cruel twists of fate that can turn triumph into tragedy in the blink of an eye. It's also a reminder of the vast, unforgiving nature of the Nevada wilderness. In those rugged hills where junipers crown countless knolls and the landscape can seem unchanging for miles, It's all too easy for landmarks to blur together, for direction to be lost, for a life-changing discovery to slip through one's fingers. As Carl Sullivan put it, Tim's gold is still out there, but there are just too many knolls with juniper on them. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? To think that somewhere out there, perhaps just a few miles from Stewart Springs, a fortune in gold might still be waiting, hidden beneath the roots of a gnarled old juniper tree. This has been the Southwest Desert. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to solve the mystery of the lost ledge mine. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest tale. Please leave a like, comment, and share. For further desert romps, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified of new videos. If you would like to help support my channel and time, hit the super thanks heart icon on the bottom of the video and contribute. This is very helpful. Happy trails.